Can I share with you
Share anything with me.
one of the downsides of being so illustriously man-haired on the face regions?
You lose about 40% of every drink to your mustache and beard.
Yes. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to just go get a straw.
What I don't. Yeah. Welcome everybody to the illustrious Bloody and Sutty show. Oh, hi.
She wanted to be a part of it too.
She sure did. All right, well, take two. Take two. Welcome everybody to the illustrious Bloody and Sutty show.
I'm Bloody the Elf.
I will be SuttySmash.
And welcome to the podcast for jackasses by jackasses. We have an exciting zombie-themed show today.
We absolutely do. We definitely have that.
It's funny.
Not only. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's funny that Halloween is over, but we're just gonna keep on trucking.
Yeah, we keep it going because that's how we do, and we are horror movie enthusiasts. If if nothing else, we are that.
Yes.
But we're a lot of other things.
Like what? Name them now.
Giving lovers.
Well, maybe you are.
Yeah, I got nothing. I love when you put me on the spot. It's my favorite.
It's one of my favorites for real.
Christ. But not only are we talking about zombies, and we have a Rotten Tomatoes game themed around zombie movies.
Absolutely.
And prior to that, Bloody went ahead and enlightened me to some goings-ons with some laws and on the interwebs.
Disturbing laws. Very disturbing.
You guys may have heard of, called COPPA.
COPPA. Down with COPPA.
Get the hell out of here, COPPA.
Yep. It's not that we're not trying to get to the COPPA. We're trying to downvote the COPPA. So
yeah,
let's talk about it. COPPA is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. It's actually already a thing. COPPA's been around since the year 2000, I believe. Basically, what it did specifically, a lot of people will be like, skim the surface. I'm going to get into it. What COPPA does right now is you'll actually see it when the way that it works is specifically to YouTube is when everybody collects data. That's a real thing. We all know this. Facebook does it, Twitter does it, YouTube does it, everyone does it.
It's disturbing the amount of data it does collect.
It's an awful lot. However, there are laws that protect minors 13 and under, which basically what it said was that we cannot place a cookie on a user who is under the age of 13, and if they do collect that, it cannot be used for anything and it has to be discarded. So That's been a thing for almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
Basically what happened was YouTube just got a hefty multi-million-dollar fine for still doing it anyway.
Because why not?
Why wouldn't they? Who's checking on that?
Definitely not the government.
Oh, turns out they did, and they got in some trouble. So now they are looking to tighten the laws on what COPPA is going to be able to do. So what the 2020 COPPA bill is set in, it's functioning now, it's being decided, is going to be that, and I already see this now, is when we go and we upload a video, at the very top when you're uploading it, it says, is this for children? Yes or no. You got to check one of those boxes before it'll even go live. Always check no. What they're looking to do is any video that will now be targeted towards children will no longer be a recommended video anywhere. It cannot be monetized for anything.
It's not even going through Google searches. Like Google searches won't yield results for videos. So
nothing. Like, it will not show up anywhere. And then on top of that as well, should they go through and find a video marked as no, but they deem that it is, and they are lying about it, will then incur a fine of $42,000 per infraction.
Up to 42,000. Because they also said that they would look at it on a case-by-case basis and determine if the fine was too much for the entity that is sanctioned to no longer function as a business. It just seems a lot to go through for that. And it seems way too subjective to have a any sort of uniformity on the sanctions or the rules for the sanctions. Like you and I were talking about it earlier. It's just some 60-year-old dude like, is this for kids? Fine. Yep. Yeah.
Whoa, what did I just do to my hair? Let's just leave that up there. So the concern where this is coming from is in twofold. It's number one is, how do you determine what is for kids and what isn't? Like for us, we actually talk about video games a lot. And video games are also consumed by kids. So is our podcast now marketing towards kids? And could we be docked for it? Now, we won't be, because no one sees the video. So we're going to be just fine. But you have other things. Here's also like side effects of this would be children's programming that is actually really made for kids, like PBS and Sesame Street and like Learning Channel and stuff like that, that are actually putting out stuff for kids.
Yeah,
will no longer do that anymore, because number one, it can't be found, and the biggest one is that the companies that did this and made videos for kids as their business now can no longer monetize off of it. So those will go away or change formats into a more adult or teen focused, like programming. So basically what you have done now to make the internet safer for children is just removed the internet for children.
Yeah, completely alienate the rest of the internet.
Yes, there will be no more children's programming.
Right, yeah, it completely alienate. Sorry, I misspoke. Completely alienating the businesses and individuals who are putting out content for children to no longer do that.
So it's kind of a big deal. So it's like, when you think about it, now the only thing that's left for kids to watch is jackasses like you and me that only stand to gain from this, because our user base
want us as role models.
Right. Meanwhile, look behind you right now.
Yeah, I've already got this one. You don't want more than the tribe of children that I've fathered.
Oh, jeez. So COPPA is going to be exceptionally bad. There's a lot of concern out there too, where it's like, if you have like some people like utilize puppets and shit for their programming, can't do that anymore. Like that, all that is going to be subject to scrutiny that they don't want. So you're just basically shattering YouTube. And there was a senator from somewhere, I don't remember where, and I'm gonna run a clip of it because I know where to find it.
Yeah.
Fellow YouTuber Boogie2988, he was coming at us live from the power of the internet, brought it to our attention where here's a clip here.
The analogy that I think of is the expression about shooting fish in a barrel. YouTube is the barrel and the content creators are the fish. There will be consequences for content creators. We have a variety of tools at our disposal to cull through those 23 million channels and in an expeditious way. So when we talk about aggressiveness, we are typically talking about civil penalties. Not only
That was awesome. And basically what you just saw was a senator speaking of how they are going to milk YouTube creators. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's just like
Right.
how does he have, who's voting for him? I want names.
Old
But anyway, it's really important for people like me and for people like you and for anyone else who consumes content on YouTube regularly that this not be a thing. It's
not only important for us who consumes and produces content on YouTube for the fines, but like as a parent of tiny children, right? I like the internet's a thing. I know it's a thing, and they're gonna be exposed to it. Fucking the baby steals all my shit and watches her kid videos, but I'm comfortable with it because I know that she's watching her fucking kid videos. If she can't find them anymore, then she accidentally stumbles into jackasses like us, and that's not what I want her to be watching, you know?
I really don't want, like right now, my son James, he's 12, but still would fall under the protection of this bill. He watches something like Laserbeam. Laserbeam is an Australian YouTuber who primarily makes Fortnite videos that are relatively family friendly. And he's like 14 million subscribers, and he's really funny. Like, I like him too.
Probably thinking, Laserbeam, you are used to breaking the game. This is probably just a playground trick. This is probably just something you can only do in creative.
But like, this will destroy his channel. Like, this would be really, really, really bad. So like, it can't be allowed to happen. This is one of those times where it's like you look back and you're like, man, I really wish I had done something about this. We actually have the ability to like speak up. Like, the politicians are civil servants. Like, they are to do our bidding. It's time that we reach out to them and flood their gates with, don't let this be a thing. Vote this shit down. Like, this will kill the internet. YouTube holds more videos and content than any other, probably all other platforms combined. And if you shoot this shit down, it's gone.
Well, yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. Because I mean, in a perfect world, that's how it works. But I mean, in real life and practical application, sadly, that's not how it works. So what I hear you saying is you're inciting a revolution. That's what you say.
You said you want a revolution, man.
What I think is funny is when I did some research on it, just like you said, YouTube wasn't doing their job, got in trouble for it. So instead of actually, policing it properly, they're like, yeah, those fines they're going to give us, passing that on to you, passing all the liability onto you as content creators, instead of us policing our own fucking formats.
Yeah,
medium.
Absolutely
you know
right.
What I mean,
absolutely
you know what I'm
picking at. And I debated on whether, because we have such a small channel with such a small audience, but we do have a channel, we do have an audience. Granted, small. It's important for them to know what's happening. So I debated. I mean, every major YouTuber is talking about it right now already. But I thought it was important, even for low-level people. Maybe someone will see it that, oh, maybe I'll talk about it too. It's important for it to be spoken about, because if it starts here, where does that slope end? When do they get into Twitch? When do they get into Mixer? Like, video games, like video game content as a whole, is highly at risk through this bill. So it needs to be shot.
The internet is in the grand scheme of things, the internet is such a new thing. as far as laws that dictate how it works. Because net neutrality was a big, giant fucking thing back, what, 4 years ago? 3-4 years ago? Maybe not even that
maybe a year ago.
Yeah, and it's a bunch of the problem, right, is it's a bunch of people who don't really understand how this shit works.
Oh, Jesus.
And what all goes into these decisions that it is that they're making, and they're having lobbyists tell them how it works when that's clearly a biased view. So they're being told how to do this, how to act on these bills and these laws that come in by people who are trying to push their own agendas for whatever reason, typically financially. But you're not wrong. Like, we need to vote that down and then vote people in who actually understand what's going on. But sad state of affairs is senators don't have term limits, so they just keep getting voted in.
Can we get some of those? Y'all got more than term limits? You should not be a career politician. That shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, they keep getting voted in because they keep getting backed by lobbyists because they will make the decisions that need to be made in order to push their agendas, and then so the circle of life in the political world. It's just how our system works, and it's shitty.
Do you remember when? Oh God, it was such a perfect, perfect example of that was when Facebook guy, what's his name?
Oh God.
Facebook CEO. Everybody at home right now is screaming it at us, but I don't.
I know. What was his name? Mark Zuckerberg.
Thank you.
That's it. Yep.
Zuckerberg got had to do his hearings for the Senate, for the Senate committee, and oh my God, they were so uneducated on how. I don't even think they checked their own email, like, let alone could understand how Facebook works. And that there was a.
So, Mr. Zuckerberg, let me ask you something. When I log into my Excite mail, can you see that? There was some. You could tell he was the epitome of how a politician runs on being a hard ass, right, but really doesn't have a leg to stand on at all. So he comes in, this guy, he's from like Alabama or Mississippi, maybe Texas or something like that. It was a southern state. He had a really thick southern draw. And I nailed that accent.
Yeah, you did good.
Me.
Here's what everybody's been trying to tell you today, and I say this gently. Your user agreement sucks. I'm going to suggest to you that you go back home and rewrite it. And tell your $1,200 an hour lawyers, no disrespect, they're good. But tell them you want it written in English, in non-Swahili, so the average American can understand it. That would be a start. Could somebody call you up and say, I want to see John Kennedy's file?
Absolutely not.
Could you, would you do it? Could you do it?
In theory.
Do you have the right to put my data, a name on my data, and share it with somebody?
I do not believe we have the right to do that.
Do you have the ability?
Senator, the data is in the system, so...
Do you have the ability?
Technically, I think someone could do that, but that would be a massive breach. So we would never do that.
Fucking...
Came in hot. And he had like 2 or 3 questions, and every single one of them was like, they do have the ability to do that. Like, they ought to make it so that you have the ability to delete your account, and you do not hold any information after that. He's like, that's actually how that already happens. Like, it's like, oh.
We implemented that day 3.
We've had that available. He's like, then that must be new. He's like, we implemented that in 2004. I'm clearly out of time.
Yeah.
The senator has 3 minutes. I'm out of time. That's my time.
I'm out.
I give it to you. Like, dude, you don't know. And that's American politics.
I knew I shouldn't have hired that 93-year-old intern. Fucking, I don't get deep into politics. I'm not very political, and I'm not politically savvy, but I understand enough when stuff comes up that's relevant to me and the things that I get involved in and enjoy. I'll do fucking my research and so that I can speak to things intelligently. And it's fucking frustrating, man. We have a shit system, but we've had it for so long, and the problem is we've had this broken system for so long, and people are like, let's fucking change it. Let's fix it and get something different. And then the minute something or somebody or a group or what have you proposes something different, and that can actually be the catalyst for any real kind of change, people are like, that's fucking different. I can't. No.
Yeah.
Can't rock the boat that much. Are you fucking crazy? We can't do that. So it's like that. Nothing is going to happen. It's gonna be like just one of these, like fucking. It'll.
Oh, you're right.
Some good shit will happen, then peaks and valleys, and it's not gonna be enough change to incite anything meaningful.
I can make
That makes
2
sense.
changes to the American political system that will completely fix everything. You ready for these?
Yeah.
I thought long and hard about this. I've got it right here. 2 things and I'll fix everything. Number 1, you eliminate the 2-party system. It's gone. No more Democrats, no more Republicans. They're just people. That way you've eliminated blind faith voting. It's gone. Now you just stand on your own beliefs. It is what it is. You have to actually now go and educate yourself as a voter on who you're going to vote for and why you're voting for them. There you go. That's gone. Number 2, second thing, you lie to the American people. You are charged with treason. Crimes against the country. Treason.
That'd be nuts.
I guarantee you people shut the fuck up a little bit and they're going to fact check the shit out of what they're saying. Where they're like, that's wrong, and now you have to go to prison the rest of your life. There you go. 2 ways. 2 simple things. I just fixed the American political system.
Or you can to not be as extreme, right? You could have them do any political statement under oath. I don't know if that's a thing. And then if they lie, then they're perjuring themselves. Does that make sense?
Treason, though. Let's go to treason.
All right, treason.
I want treason.
You're gonna be hanged for this.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, get in there.
Absolutely fine with that. We're gonna get ourselves
Revolutions, bro.
honest. Because you know what's funny is not every country has this issue where you hear a politician speak and just assume they're lying.
Well, I mean, not a lot of countries don't have a lot of issues that we have, but that's
And a lot of countries also don't have like, how many people live in the United States now? Like 1 billion?
I don't know, a lot.
400 million? 500? No, way more than that. You know what? If there were only a way to find this information.
How many people? Hey Siri.
We got 372.8 327.2 million people. For instance, like in Finland, where they have a wonderful political structure.
Real close to a billion.
Yeah, about the same. Finland has 5 million people, so it's different, obviously, because it's tiny.
My phone picked up on the Hey Siri from me monitoring the cast. Not when I actually said it, but from the video that was playing on the phone itself.
Next, I'm gonna fix Apple.
Oh man, let me show you this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this.
COPPA. We need to get rid of that so fast. We have to get rid of COPPA. For the sake of wee baby Samara, get rid of this shit.
She was just about all the way unconscious. I just saw the tablet just go. But yeah. But you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong, and it's frustrating, dude. And I've thought that a lot. For years, since I was old enough to vote, and I tried to educate myself and all that other craziness, and then it's like
doesn't even fucking matter.
You try, and you're not wrong about the 2-party system either, because you try to educate yourself, and then you try to make a decision based off of your beliefs and the person you think will best represent your belief, or the law that will. But if you do enough research and you realize that it's all about the party system, then you are essentially wasting your vote. Your vote doesn't count if you are for anything radically different than the status quo.
I want Viva la Revolution. I don't think that's right, but still.
No, that's not. But that's okay. I picked up what you're putting down. But yeah, frustrating as it is, Lolita said it will be interesting to see how it turns out, and she's not wrong. It's gonna. Well, here's the thing, right? If you're going to incite a revolution, you fuck with young people's shit that they use day to day. So I mean,
here you go, man. Take away their smartphones, and we got ourselves an army.
Oh man. You know, that's completely, well, not completely unrelated, but it reminded me of Ajit Pai, the head of the FCC.
Oh, that piece of shit.
With his giant ass
Is he still
fucking
employed
Reese's.
there?
Yeah. With the giant ass fucking Reese's cup. Made me, like, he's a giant son of a bitch, and I hate his face. I want to punch it hard.
He is such a crooked. How does he still have a job?
He
Who employs
is
him?
a cocky cunt. The government.
I mean, like, specifically.
I think it's still his same position. I think he's still the head of the FCC.
I think you're right.
Google it. Google it. Look it up. You have a free monitor.
I have so many. How is the head of the FCC chosen?
See. Or you could just Google his name, Ajit Pai.
He's appointed by the President of the United States.
Well, there you go. That'll do it every time. Pew, 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 pew.
Makes me so mad.
Yeah. That said, though, I mean, for that part of it, Elon Musk, I don't know if you saw this, but in Flagstaff or Globe somewhere in Arizona, Elon Musk launched up all the internet satellites. There's about 6 of them in the sky.
I fucking love that guy. Everything
I don't
about
remember.
him, I love him.
I don't remember the name of the initiative, but they looked. It seems cool, like just broadcasting internet from space down. Seems cool.
Well,
I like it.
that's not revolutionary. That's like DSL. It's like satellite internet.
It is, but it's done in a different way.
Well, it makes it good.
I didn't do enough research. Obviously, I just remember seeing it and being like, "Oh, that's fucking sick."
Yeah, it's how people got the internet that lived out in the country. They get DSL, and it's really fucking slow. It's shitty.
They still have it, and I don't remember the name of the company, the big company that does it, and it is shitty. But he's doing it in a way where it's like fiber,
Probably.
from what I remember. I don't know. And then he came out with that truck, the Tesla truck.
Oh, the
that
pyramid
looks
truck.
like, yeah, that looks like it came straight out of Halo. It's like, yep,
That's awesome.
I want to put a 50 cal on that and then just drive it around the desert.
And then plug it in when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. The range on it's
I don't know.
fantastic.
He's casting a large, like net from the sky. It's amazing. It really is. I saw the, like obviously home video. Like I say home video, like it's a fucking camcorder, but phone video that somebody took, and it was just light after light after light after light. It was like a straight line. If you remember the Phoenix lights, it looked a lot like that. Like just straight lines all the way across the sky. It was phenomenal. Also,
When was that?
1997.
No.
The Phoenix lights.
Are you seriously thinking that I'm asking when were the Phoenix lights?
That's what I thought you were asking.
No,
it was
when
last
did
week. It was last
Okay,
week, I think.
You know, it's funny. So we should have been able to see that from here. Just go outside.
I didn't know about it.
I didn't either.
know about it
Very
till the
upset.
next day.
I bet you thought I was going to say something, but I didn't. I was just getting my coffee.
I really did. I thought you were getting in close, gonna do some ASMR on me right now. All right, give me
your
you guys
time.
give me a hot minute. I'm gonna go deal with this unconscious child behind me, and
6.5 hours later.
6.5 hours later.
all right, we are back. Sorry about that. Ah, Christ. But yeah, aside from government things, fucking zombies, bro. You want to talk about them?
I want to talk about zombies. I want to talk about movies with zombies in them. I want to talk about my favorite zombie movies. I want to talk about my least favorite zombie movies.
All right, let's get in there. So, there are two types of zombies, like two real fucking zombies, right? There's the standard Romero zombies, the fucking shuffling zombies that are trying to eat your brains and whatnot. Or just eat you generally. And then there are the equally terrifying for different reasons 28 days later zombies. Zombies that are fucking
They run fast.
balls to the wall, just fucking sprinting, and those the world would end a lot quicker if there were sprinting zombies, because you know what the world's not full of? Runners.
Rule number 1 for surviving Zombieland: cardio.
Not a lot of them.
I don't run.
Like, by and large. Like, I've ran before.
I
I'm
opt out.
aware of how to do it.
I mean, like, I know I can run. I just choose not to. It's a choice
Yeah.
everyone has to make for themselves. I just assume that when you're important enough, people will wait for you.
Fair. I don't think zombies give a fuck. Not one. You go over to a zombie and they're like, "Behold, this is my field of fucks. Notice
Oh, it's empty.
that it lies barren.
It is a desert.
They don't have one fucking to give."
0.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Which would you prefer? Which would you prefer to have? If given the choice, it's like, hey, the world's gonna be full of either fucking shuffling zombies with a herd mentality, or fucking sprinting ass zombies with smaller but clustered in smaller numbers. Which one would you go with?
I'd go with the large group of slow movers.
I would too, because my thing is, even if it's a smaller group, and I'd sprint away from one group and likely run into another cluster, and then they do the old school pincer move, and I can only take out so many, man. Can only take out so many.
I just feel like I could get away. Like, if they're going to run, my cardio's not what it should be. Like, I'm going to fail rule number 1 right out the gate.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's out. Like, if they were running zombies, like I said, the world would end a lot quicker, like way quicker, because you're not getting out of that. But yeah, man, like zombies, just as a genre at large, are one of my favorites. For both movies and video games, man. Like,
Satisfying.
I remember I have fond fucking memories of playing the very first Resident Evil
Yeah,
when I was a kid, and sitting cross-legged and being super terrified when the dogs broke through the window and shit. I'm like, whoa, God. Heart's racing, and I'm dragging my leg around, and I have no herbs. I have a shotgun with no ammo. I have a pistol with 3 rounds, and I have to get past a courtyard with 32 zombies that are shuffling around, and I'm like, oh God.
Clunky movement mechanics.
Yeah.
Dude,
Only
similarly.
the strongest and fastest could survive. The hopelessness of it all, it's like a Terminator scenario. Oh, okay. Yeah, that, you're not wrong. I get you there, Pixel. Sorry, Bloody, go ahead.
I was going to say, when I 2005 was the year, and I was living with my friend Adam at the time, and he had a recording studio built into his like apartment where I lived as well. I lived on his couch. I was when I first moved out here, and we were still real heavy into music and recording and stuff like that. So I think we did like 3, maybe 4 songs. And I let Adam record all the rhythm guitars. Our friend John Garner was our engineer, also became our bass player, and he did all the bass lines, and I would just do the lead guitar work over the top. And so I would wind up sitting a lot, but to get geared up and amped up and ready to record, I would play Resident Evil 2 on his PlayStation original OG, and then chop through a couple of zombies. Well, you know, I'm getting close, and then you aim the shotgun up and you just blow their head right off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Get that
so
going.
good.
A little
So
gratuitous
good.
violence is what I would need. And then originally when I was still living in Illinois, there's a movie. I still have it. I still have the same copy of it too. I've kept it all these years. It's a movie it's Japanese, and so obviously it's going to be fucking awesome. But I remember a friend of mine that I met in college, because I went like 2 times, and he worked at a Suncoast Video, and I worked at the Sam Goody, so we evidently worked for the same company, didn't know. And I was like, dude, I want the most violent, ridiculous movie you guys sell. And he's like, you want a film called Versus? I'm like, don't even know what that is. He's like, no one does. But it's like,
Here you go.
that's exactly what you want. And I was like, I worked, I think, like 3 hours a week, so money was not flowing. So I kind of had to pick carefully. I'm like, this is kind of a big investment for me. Keep in mind, I get a store discount here as well. So this is like a $24.99 film that I'm probably going to get for like $15. And I need to think about it. And he's like, bro, do you want to come over and watch it tonight? I'm like, do I? Yes. And then he was like, listen, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set the only copy in the whole store aside from you, because it's such a hot item, that just to make sure that nobody else gets it. So anyway, long story short, we watch the movie. I immediately am like, this is the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's a zombie movie that takes place by like these like mobsters. I still don't really fully I shit you not, I'm not exaggerating when I say I've seen this movie 40 times and
Don't know what it's about.
not 100% sure what it's about. But because like the subtitles were not there, like, and pretty sure like they didn't make sense, and like those are all words, but when you mix them up like that, they don't mean shit. And the overdub was so awful that it's like unwatchably bad, so I just never watched it like that. And but it was like there were zombies, and they were like these superhero dudes, and they would like cut a zombie arm off, and I swear to God, those like blood pumps would be pushing like 10 gallons a second, like just like Asian level blood. It was insane. Love that movie.
I swear to Christ, I need you to see Dead Alive. I know you still haven't seen it. I need you to see it. We've talked about it lots of times. It's the Peter Jackson movie, the Peter Jackson zombie movie, where his overbearing mom ges bitten by the Sumatran monkey and turns into a zombie. And like there's a whole scene where he gets a he's a
lawnmower, yeah.
He gets a lawnmower, tilts it up, and just starts running through zombies. And it's just like, like they're standing blood, like ankle deep blood in this room that they're in. I'm like, holy shit, that was a lot of blood. And it's, same thing, gratuitous violence. Before the fucking Lord of the Rings movies, Peter Jackson was into some really
dark.
weird shit. Yeah, he was a fucking weirdo. The fucking tapioca scene, oh my god, Truthy. Oh god. Yeah, that was wicked. You're talking about the eye, right? Because I'm pretty sure that's what I remember.
Yeah,
it's been years. But
I promise I'll watch it.
I need you to. I'll get it for you, and then
okay,
you watch it.
I'm pretty sure I can find it.
It's not difficult. Actually, that said, oh, her arm, it juices into the. Oh god, yeah. Oh god, I do remember that. Oh, Truthy said her arm, it juices into the pudding and nom 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 nom. So her arm starts oozing and just like she starts, oh god. Yeah. It's fucking glorious. You need to get in it.
I'll watch it. I
God,
promise I
Truthy,
will.
I'm so glad. Truthy, okay, so you've seen Dead Alive. Have you seen Meet the Feebles? Because man, I'd get down on my knees below you right now just for the fact that you had seen that. But goddamn, so good, so good. But back to zombies.
What's your favorite zombie movie?
Oh man, my favorite one?
Yeah, if you had to pick one.
Dead Snow, for sure. It's about these people who go on holiday in, I don't remember specifically where, but they're going skiing and whatnot.
Is that the one with the Nazis?
Yes.
I've seen it.
Yes. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. That's definitely one of my favorites, just because it's got a mix of like humor and it's part slasher, part zombie movie. It's got a lot of all the things that I like. Dead Snow was fun. That I've seen though. Yeah. Oh god.
I think mine will be a little bit more mainstream. I would go with the Dawn of the Dead remake. It came out like 2000, 2001, somewhere in there.
With Ving Rhames. Ving Rhames was in it. Yep, he was the cop.
Yes. Yep.
And then
the dad from Modern Family. He played such an asshole.
He did, and he was so good
He was
at it.
good.
And I remember watching Modern Family years later and being like, where the fuck do I know this guy from?
I immediately knew.
Completely by chance, I watched Dawn of the Dead again. I was like, holy shit, you were that cunt from Dawn of the Dead.
It's such a good job.
With the boat.
Yeah.
God, he did such a good job with it, dude.
When you guys are done blowing each other, do you want to... What? It's a chick.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's such a good movie. I used to watch that every Christmas I spent by myself.
Fucking, yeah, Ed O'Neill was perfect in Modern Family.
Amazing.
Fucking fantastic. I love that show. I fell off of it though, man. I need to pick it back up and get into it. Lolita says Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland are hers.
Shaun of the Dead would probably be in my top 5 as well.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead is in there for me also because
it might be number 2 for me.
Dude, I'm a sucker for anything Simon Pegg's in.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's really, really good.
You got red on you.
Fucking, how about video game? What's your favorite zombie video game? Is it House of the Dead?
No. it might just be Resident Evil 2.
Yeah?
That's a solid.
Mine is same franchise, but Resident Evil 3.
That was good too. Nemesis?
Nemesis following me around, just stars, like fucking. That was
a great game.
Same type of thing, same type of experience. The first three Resident Evil games were the best for me because it was survival horror. So it was inventory management and making sure that you weren't overhealing yourself, but and just maintaining a level of constant fear and anxiety. And
not being able to save at will.
Yeah,
if you had to go somewhere to save,
going to the typewriters. Nemesis would trigger just hearing the stars thing, and I'd be like, oh shit,
Run.
trying to fucking dodge him, and get around him and whatnot. But yeah, after Resident Evil 3, man, Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 were all too actiony for me. Like there wasn't the fear there anymore. You know what I mean? It was more just shitty narratives with weird ass fucking monsters and all that. Truthy says his is Resident Evil 2 all the way. There's something about Tyrant not needing anything flashy. He just hunts you down and beats your ass. No rocket launcher or tentacles, just a double axe handle to your dome, which is totally fair.
Yeah,
totally fair.
I love that game.
the Tyrant and Nemesis are, and it's a tight fucking race for me.
Mhm.
It's just I have more memories with the third one than I do the second one, because I rented the second one, whereas I owned the third one, so I had more playthroughs and whatnot. But both of them were so good, and I loved the campiness of the first one before the remaster, and it's like, Jill, you can use this as the master of locks. It's like,
yeah,
I like it. It's very B-movie-ish, you know, and I'm a big fan of that.
It doesn't even matter if it was campy or not. We still fucking loved it. You know what I mean? Just ate that shit up. Like, this is the best game I've ever played. I can use this as a master of locks.
Yeah, it was fucking great, man. Man, fucking, did you ever get into The Walking Dead?
Yeah, I love that. I still watch it. I'm up to date.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I stopped right around like mid-season when Negan came in, which is really weird for me because I like him as a character, and I'm not a gay man, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan could get it like deep.
Yeah, I would.
I've got a big man crush on him. Like,
I'm into. He's a. Yep. Yep. I'd like to think that he wakes up every morning and just looks in the mirror and is like, "Yep."
He has to.
Goes about his day.
Man, Truthy says he played the first Resident Evil on the Sega Saturn. Oh my god. I tossed the controller when the dogs came through the window, and when you look at that scene now, you're terrified by the graphics and not the dogs whatsoever. Yeah, exactly. Like I remember that vividly. The dogs jump through the window. It's something about the camera angles, right? The static camera, and you don't have any point of view at all. So anything that came from the sides or right behind you shocked the shit out of you because you had no warning whatsoever. So it's like, for what it was very well done. For the time that it came, it was very ahead of its time.
Yeah.
When it came out, it was phenomenally done. I was a big huge fan. But yeah, man, The Walking Dead, I ended up falling off around mid Negan. But I really liked his character, and it wasn't the Glenn and what's his face murders that bothered me. It's just
Abraham.
Yeah.
I got so much of like shit that I say from Abraham.
Yeah.
Oh, all the time. Like I tell this to my kid all the time, where I'm like, "Hey man, you gotta eat shit. It's best you not nibble." Straight from fucking Abraham. I tell him that all the time.
That's awesome. But yeah, I just kind of fell off of it because it started to become, and I guess it makes sense, but it became less about surviving zombies and it became more about surviving an apocalyptic world. Which, you know, ticks some of my boxes, but I liked the zombie part of it, like the zombie aspect of it. It seemed like as time went on, they were just kind of zombie adjacent, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think what you're saying is it is less about surviving zombies than trying to survive in a world where zombies exist.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, what was that show that we were talking about that we had both seen on Netflix?
Dark.
I don't know.
I almost said Dark Weekend. I'm like, nope, that's not it.
That's perfect.
Dark Summer?
Dark Summer, yeah. Black Summer.
Black Summer, that's it.
Black Summer, that's it. Black Summer is fucking so well done. Like that's what I wanted the Walking Dead to look like, and it did in the first couple seasons. But I guess in order to maintain viewers, I had to evolve and become something different. So it wasn't just more of the same. But that's what I watched it for. And the lead of Jeffrey Dean Morgan is my man crush. Love him deeply, and I want him to love me deeply.
Can we all agree, chat included, season 1 of The Walking Dead was probably, if not probably, the best season of television ever?
Ooh.
Like, put it against The Sopranos. Let's go. I would say yes, it is. Is it not exactly what you wanted?
That's real tough, man. That's real tough.
That's a
'Cause
bold
there have been
statement.
other. Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's up there for sure. But I mean, Breaking Bad was amazing.
I'm gonna softball it for you then. Let's start off small.
Okay.
It would compete as one of the greatest seasons of
Yes.
television.
I'll
We can
give
all
you
agree
that.
with
I'll give you that. 100% yes.
Now just say the rest of it. We're good. I'll just walk you through it, baby boy. Come on.
Okay.
Get in these arms where it's safe. I'll walk you through it.
The safest place to be is right here in my loving embrace.
Right.
To shelter you from the storm. Truthy says the first episode is near shot for shot from the comic. I love that. The first season was great. The rest, yikes. Fair enough. Fair enough. I didn't read the comics, but having done that for the Watchmen, I want to because I read the Watchmen, the graphic novel, and I got obsessed with it. Like I got way deeper than I expected to, and was like looking at panel by panel, and I was like, Hooded Justice is still alive and he's gay. He just faked his own death. There he is in the restaurant, old man with a 4-legged turkey. It's weird, but yeah, I want to because I like the little nuances and things like that. And I know it's straight up way away from the source material, which when you have source material, real tough to do creatively. The Walking Dead did it, Game of Thrones did it, and the series were lesser for it, I think.
That's when it goes sideways, right?
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. If there's source material to draw from, and you stray away from that, you're
Downhill.
asking for a whole load of shit. Yeah, you're asking for a whole load of shit from the people who know of it. You know what I mean? If the people who are completely ignorant of it, they'll be fine. But you have a large fan base that's involved in the lore and all that other stuff that comes from the source material, and you're
I think it goes even
fucking that whole fan base.
To your point, I will piggyback on it and not shit on it for once. I think that not only is that right, but I think it goes even further that people who aren't aware of it still recognize it, where it's like, this is less good for some reason. They don't know why it's less good, but it is.
So Truthy says the comic book brutality of the things that happen are just so gut-wrenching, which I'm glad wasn't done on TV, to be honest. It wouldn't be good. It'd seem like they were just making gore porn and turned the bleak dial up to 11. And yeah, I guess with that dark tone that it has, they did a pretty decent job with, keeping it AMC friendly, I guess.
Yeah.
To be able to be played there, but I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. You can get real dark with shows now that you couldn't really get away with back when that started.
Oh yeah, dude. We saw Shane take Lady Bird and just like nail her raw doggy style in the fucking forest.
But yeah, man.
I painted a nice picture with that.
You really did. I enjoyed it immensely.
It was accurate.
But we're getting low on time, man. So let's you want to put the cap on zombies?
Yeah.
Well, not the cap on it, but move forward.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Also,
Okay.
Land of the Dead was the worst zombie movie. Okay, we can move on now. I got it. I said it.
Is that the one with John Leguizamo?
Yeah.
Yep, it was pretty bad. It was real
That's
bad.
stupid. Don't make zombies smart. Okay, we can move on.
Do you got a This Week in Dumb?
Not only do I have one, I have 3.
Wow. All right, get in there.
All right, this one is straight out of the British Columbia. This Week in Dumb. This one came from a typo that was sent out in it's for a Christmas celebration the town had, and they were doing pictures. Have your kid come and take pictures with Santa Claus, right? So
Right.
on this one, we can already guess what this typo said was
Satan Claus.
Pomuks Valley Christmas Parade, Native Sands Hall, Gnarly Christmas Craft Fair, pictures with Satan.
That's perfect. That just makes me happy, man. That's the fucking best.
Whoops. And then
Oh man.
go.
Sorry,
baby.
go ahead.
Go, baby, go. Come on.
No. Truth is said, FYI, if you've seen Train to Busan, the same writer and maybe director are making another installment in case
Ooh.
you were getting too far away from zombies. I haven't seen that, but
Remedy that.
Doing some research
That's a
for
good
it,
one.
I looked at it and I was like, man, this looks like I would thoroughly fucking enjoy that. So I'll get balls deep in that this week for sure.
Yeah,
I know
dude.
I should have brought the whole pot over here.
That's what I started doing. I don't like getting. I run out. I go through it so fast.
Well, the wee baby Samara's here, and that's the last thing I need is fucking a glass pot falling on the floor.
Yeah, pillows.
Usually,
They exist.
Usually, just throw them all over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fair
And
enough.
then when you have all your pillows stained with coffee, and Marie asks you questions about it, you have a valid answer.
Well, you see,
What happened was.
yeah, that'd go swimmingly, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Number 2.
More than 150 pounds of black market bologna, a seasoned Texas border agent say.
Black market bologna?
Yeah, dude, you don't want that black market bologna.
No, I don't want regular bologna.
The bologna is people. It's people. Well, that's a bunch of bologna.
Yeah, that's. God damn it. You're so stupid.
Dude, can you imagine? You know what 150 pounds of bologna looks like?
How is there a black market for bologna? Bologna is 78 cents for a pack.
I'm assuming what had happened was they bypass FDA. It's cheaper. So they bring it in from Mexico and then sell it, and they get it instead of 10 cents a pound, they get it for 5 cents. I don't know. But they seized 150 pounds of it.
Jesus Christ. Oh shit, truth is said, FYI, that newspaper headline, that place is up the road from me. Which one? The Satan one?
Yeah.
I hope so. That's awesome. And Black Morton, welcome into the stream. He said that's a way to join the stream. Black Market Baloney. Welcome in, man. Good to have you. Comox? C-O-M-O-X?
Comics.
Bloody? Comics. Yeah, that's the one he's talking about. That's awesome.
And number 3, this one just made me, I'm just like, good. This one comes from Serbia, specifically the striving metropolis of Velika Plana. In Serbia,
Obviously.
school shooter with AK-47 gets ass kicked by PE teacher.
I saw that. I saw that one. That was intense.
And the PE teacher is a nerd. So I guess what happened was guy enters the school armed to the teeth, AK-47 in hand grenades and pipe bombs. And he comes in through the gym. Students go fucking crazy. The kid coming in, looking all big and badass. The PE teacher hears a commotion of screaming. So of course he enters what he thinks is the hottest dodgeball game to see a kid's, rocking the AK, and he makes like Ice Cube and just lunged at him and then ripped the rifle out of his hands and then commenced to kick the shit out of him. And I guess when he wrestled the gun out of his hands, fired off a couple of times, but then he said he beat the kid so bad they had to bandage his hands.
Wow. All that pent-up rage for being made fun of for being such a goddamn nerd.
They all said they were going to fuck my mom, and look what happened.
That's amazing. He beat his ass with the power of science, Truth says.
Oh man, his shorts were probably so short too.
Right?
Got them thigh highs.
That's so good. Oh, Black Mortem says, and I thought bologna was scary here. Looks like people need to smuggle it in over there. Yeah, no shit, man. Oh, Christ. That was number 3, yeah?
That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This weekend. Oh, Christ. So now we are going to get balls deep in Rotten Tomatoes game. Cup those balls.
Cupping them. I'm not raising the roof. I'm satisfying dudes.
Christ. So to keep with the theme of a good chunk of the stream anyway, gonna stay with the zombie theme. So I chose 5 zombie movies for the Rotten Tomatoes game. Bloody the Elf is going to guess the score that they were given. You want to go over the brief rules, Bloody?
Yeah, preface to this as well, just so everybody knows. We at the Bloody and Sutty show value our viewers very much. This entire show topic was viewer recommended, and we're doing it. It's just because, frankly, usually it's Saturday night, and one of us will text the other because we are best friends and text every day.
We do.
And actually, did we tell the story about when you were MIA that I texted you that day and I didn't hear back from you?
No, we didn't.
And okay, so it's so. Sutty and I are the best friends. Like we
really
are
are.
Constant contact. Doesn't matter. So, and usually the way that our dynamic works is I will send Sutty 50 messages for every one that he sends me. He's significantly busier than I am, but that's okay. Never am I ever like, dude, why aren't you responding? Where are you? What are you doing? You know, it's nothing like that. It's always usually shit for the show, where it's like, hey, do this, and this. And one day, it was the day that you had your airport debacle.
Yep.
You weren't responding, like even less than normal, where it went like an entire 24 hours had passed, and I still hadn't heard from you. I got concerned and started like hitting people up that he works with, like, hey, Sutty okay? And they're like, I don't know why. I'm like, well, I haven't heard from him in a day. So I wound up reaching out to somebody who was in a similar job as you, who could reach out to you and find out and make sure that you were okay. Where he was like, dude, did you try just calling him? I'm like, well, I usually text. So,
oh, is that why Darth Swall hit me up?
Yes, because I was worried about you.
Hey, you all right, man? I was like, yeah, are you okay? Like, he didn't tell me that you asked him to.
Bloody was worried.
I was like, that's odd. That's funny, man.
That's where that came from. Anyway.
Can someone check on Sutty? Is he okay?
It was.
Two power bottoms.
That's how frequently we speak. So when it goes a day, I get worried. And I don't have Marie's phone number, or else I would have just shot her a text. But
oh, man, that's amazing. But yeah. Rules.
Rotten Tomatoes game. Rotten Tomatoes game is the new game taking the country by storm. It is scored just like golf. You want to have the lowest score possible. Basically, the way that it works is we are going to select 5 movies based off of a centralized theme. This week, zombies. The way that it'll work is he will provide me a movie, and he'll also give me the director, the cast, the year it was made, and the name of the film. From there, I am tasked with guessing the Rotten Tomatoes critic score. Not top critics, and not the audience score. Those are very different things. Excuse me. So the go-to is Gone in 60 Seconds. I would guess that movie is a 75. Sutty would then explain to me that I just gained 50 points because in reality, it was scored at 25. I gained 50 points and then complain that critics are assholes for the next 10 minutes, and then we move on. You do that. And Sutty still holds the record of best game ever, and I think it was like, what was your score, 22?
No, it was like 17 or 19.
It was real low like that.
Yeah,
and I have the other record of 100 and 140, 150.
Yeah,
I go the other way. I am significantly worse at this game than Sutty is. Now, everyone at home, play along. So while I am on this insane diatribe of when I really could have just made this in 30 seconds or less, you should be grabbing a pencil and a paper or a notepad document on your computer or something so that you can start recording your scores and play along. It's the best part of the game. Don't just don't just guess and then lose track. You got to keep track of your score, and then you can see if you do better than me.
Yeah, it's fun to see how much better you are at this game than Bloody also.
Mm-hmm. I'm legitimately bad, and I try really hard.
Yeah,
so,
Mortem says, oh hell, the critic scores, this is going to be interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it does, because the critic scores are not always what you'd expect them to be.
They don't always make sense.
Yeah. So, to kick us off, let's get to the top of my notes here. A man is accidentally transported to 1300 AD, where he must battle an army of the dead and
Army of Darkness.
Yep, that's the one. The Necronomicon, so he can return home. Directed by Sam Raimi, starring Bruce Campbell, 1992's Army of Darkness.
You know your shoelace is untied.
He's a 20th century guy.
For that arrogance, I shall see you dead.
Trapped in the Middle Ages.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. This is my boomstick.
Must recite the words Klaatu, Berata, Niktu.
I got it.
Fulfilled by a wise guy.
Klaatu, Berata.
When thou misspoke the words, the army of the dead awoke.
Now he's got a date.
Give me some sugar, baby.
You found me beautiful once.
Honey, you got real ugly.
Sound the trumpets. Raise the drawbridge. Drop the Oldsmobile. From Sam Raimi.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
Director of Darkman. Comes Army of Darkness.
All right, Army of Darkness was an amazing movie.
It was.
It was the third installment to the Army of Darkness. And the final.
Evil Dead.
Yeah. Evil Dead 2, then Army of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
He worked at a grocery store.
Yep.
And then he had a chainsaw arm and the boomstick. God, This was such a good movie.
Shop smart.
That's
it. Smart. Yep.
I feel like this movie probably did okay. I would assume that by now the critics understood what was happening, and this is when it started to get less campy and a little bit more just, let's make this funny.
Yeah.
I would say this one is fresh, but barely fresh. Oh, okay. Just so you guys know, fresh is 60% higher, rotten is 59% lower. Right. The fresh score on this one, I'm going to say, is about 65.
65? Okay. And Mortem, yes, so the points that you get are the difference between the critic score and your guess. So, for instance, Bloody guessed 65%, correct, on Army of Darkness. It was indeed certified, or not certified, I'm sorry. It was indeed fresh at 73%. So Bloody now has 7 points. 8 points. 7? 8. 8, because I can count. We're so good at math.
Math level? Fat kid in Little League.
So what we also like to do is after the guess of each film, we like to go into a couple fun facts for each. So for this one, the original title for this film was Medieval Dead.
That's better.
Which, it is better. Let me see. So
that makes sense also, where it came from. That probably was what they started with.
Yeah, Medieval but somebody didn't want it for some reason. It was stupid. During filming of the climactic sword fight at Arthur's castle, Bruce Campbell suffered a small gash to his face when a decorative pin on his cape cut him during a stunt. He was immediately taken from the Pulsarosa Ranch location to see a plastic surgeon to assess the damage. So it was bad enough to where he needed immediate medical attention. At the examination, the doctor had to have the actual injury pointed out amid the myriad of special effects scars and cuts Ash's character had accumulated up to that point in the story. Campbell was treated and returned to the set shortly afterward to finish the scene. So he was so jacked up from everything else that had happened to him that the doctor's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Which one's the actual injury?
Yeah. So, moving on. Timmy Robinson's best friend in the whole wide world is a 6-foot-tall rotting zombie named Fido.
Fido.
But when Fido eats the next-door neighbor, Mom and Dad hit the roof, and Timmy has to go to the ends of the earth to keep Fido a part of the family. A Boy and His Dog movie for grown-ups. Fido will rip your heart out.
Fido was really good.
It was really good. Directed by Andrew Curry, starring Keeson Loader, Billy Connolly. I didn't realize Billy Connolly played the zombie until I did the research for this, and Carrie Ann Moss.
Is there blood on your zombie?
It was a nosebleed. You stupid zombie! Help! Is Timmy in trouble?
Families having to kill their own. I'd take Dee Dee's head off in a second if I had to.
He always says that.
Right? Let's see.
Maybe throw a score out here for you. Okay, so Fido was a wonderful story. It was really heartwarming. It really was.
It really was, yeah.
I would say Fido is fresh at I can't imagine people not liking this movie. 75%.
75?
Mm-hmm.
Then again, Fido.
Rotten, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. Fido is indeed fresh at 73%.
God damn it, I was so close.
Real close. A 2 off. Truthy says, head of class. Anyone watch that? That was how I first met Billy Connolly. No, I haven't seen that.
Didn't see it.
So Billy Connolly accepted the role of Fido in the weeks before filming, since he was interested in the acting challenge of making a character compelling without any dialogue. He was also reportedly very upset that the role required him to shave his beard. He described it as ripping out his fucking personality.
I believe that too. That sounds exactly like what he would say.
Yep. Fucking good.
Did you ever hear why he agreed to do Boondock Saints?
Yes, but I don't remember why it was. Something about him not being seen in a comedic role or doing something along those lines.
Said one of the biggest reasons he agreed to do that role was because he read the script and it was just so fucking rock and roll.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Fair enough. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Let's see. Next, a group of misguided animal rights activists free a caged chimp infected with the rage virus from a medical research lab. When London bike courier Jim wakes up from a coma a month after, he finds the city all but deserted. On the run from the zombie-like victims of the rage, Jim stumbles upon a group of survivors, including Selena and cab driver Frank, and joins them on a perilous journey to what he hopes will be safety. Directed by Danny Boyle, starring Cillian Murphy, Naomi Harris, and Brendan Gleeson. I'm talking about 2002's 28 Days Later.
Something in the blood.
I really like this movie, but this is going to be a tough one because I could see a lot of people not liking it.
Sure.
And it had the sequel 28 weeks later. Was that what it was?
It was 28 weeks later.
That was a piece of shit.
It was. Yeah, there were parts of it that were good. I liked it. Well, all right. Okay.
To be fair, I liked it. It was a piece of
To be
shit.
fair.
To be fair. I liked it, but it was not very good. 28 days later had to have been. Oh, that's not sound logic. I was gonna say it had to have been good because I made a second one. That's not how that works. I'm having a good game too. I don't want to shit the bed.
Don't stress. Don't focus on it. Just
don't get in my head too much.
One movie at a time. One movie at a time, man. You got this.
I feel like, what year was this?
2002.
Okay. Rage 2. They called it Rage. That was so dumb.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You know what's funny?
It was a really mad chimp, though. He was real mad. What's funny?
When zombies, like zombie films, don't call zombies zombies. Why don't they do that? Like, what are they so afraid of?
Well, in The Walking Dead, they said that
Walkers.
Well, yeah, they said that universe never had any, like, any
It
zombies.
wasn't a thing. I get it.
Period. Yeah, it wasn't a thing.
I think that's what I liked so much. One of the things I liked so much about World War Z was that there was the word zombie in the movie, not just.
That was such a shit movie, man.
Did you read the book?
Yeah, that's why
Love
I didn't
the
like
book,
movie.
right? Yeah, same. I liked the movie though. I just recognized it wasn't nearly as good as the book. I had to separate myself. Anyway, 28 days later.
Bothered me a lot. Yeah,
we're gonna go way sideways.
Yep, we were.
Good
call. Catching the reins on that one.
Let me just reel this one back in.
Whoa.
28 days later, I really liked it though, and like especially that dynamic of having the two, like especially when the cab driver guy died because he got the blood in the eye. You remember that?
Yep.
And then they had to watch the little girl's dad die. Like that was really sad. Like there was dynamics to this film that were really good, and I found a lot of positive in it. I would hope that others did as well. Outside of calling the stupid virus Rage. That was so stupid. I'm so mad right now about that. Out of nowhere. Now I got the rage and they're going to have to put me down too. Okay. Rage. Rotten at 50%.
Rotten at 50%. Truthy says the opening is often talked about. The moral dilemma is heart-wrenching of 28 weeks later, where the husband has to choose to save his wife or save himself. Remember right in the beginning?
No.
And then runs into her later? Oh, okay. Well,
nope. Don't remember that. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying I don't remember it.
Good talk. What was your guess again?
50. 50.
50. 50. 28 Days Later was actually received very well by critics.
No shit, huh?
It is certified fresh at 86%.
Oof, there went my game. I'm still having a good game. It's okay. For me. This is a great game still.
Actually, speaking of the great game that you're having, do you remember what your last score was?
2.
2. Okay. Because I was not keeping track until just now.
Math level?
So I got it though. I got it.
Rough.
So this one is 36. All right. So you remember Selena, the black girl that he ends up getting paired with, Naomi Harris?
Yeah.
So the director, god damn it, the director and her developed a backstory to explain why she was such a hard ass and so ruthless. It was because in their head she was forced to kill her infected mother and father to save her baby brother, only to find out immediately afterwards that her baby brother is also infected, so she had to kill him too. So that's where she came from. Also, the scene where Jim and Selena celebrate with Frank and Hannah, the dad and daughter, was actually shot on September 11th, 2001.
Oh shit.
Yep. So Danny Boyle said that it felt really strange to shoot a celebratory scene while all of that shit was happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that fucking makes sense.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Deep. Yeah, that would be real weird.
Hey.
I feel like you'd maybe put it off a day, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I don't think I'd be too upset about it. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
It's totally
an
unrelated to
answer.
anything, but my mom asked this because she is now an active subscriber and viewer of the show.
Ooh.
She's a huge fan. She thinks you're very sweet and just so kind. She
Your
asked
mom's
me,
good to me.
a really good question that I didn't have an answer for, and I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of shitty because I don't know the answer to this. Something very, very shallow that I feel like I should know. Your 3/4 sleeve tattoo, what is it of?
You didn't know this?
I couldn't answer the question. I was like, I don't know, a lot of color.
It's a big Reaper scene. So there's a Reaper right here, right? Then this is his shoulder back here. He has a broken lantern right there, and he is pointing at me here. There's a whole bunch of symbolism behind it. If you want me to get real deep into it, I don't have to, but I
Reader's
can.
Digest version.
So basically, through my life, I have almost died a few times. Some due to recklessness, some due to occupational hazards. And
He works for a computer company.
I didn't used to. I used to be a firefighter. But you son of a bitch.
Occupational hazards. I sit and can get blood clots. That's real.
Yeah. Goes right to your heart. Out. Done. They call that the Widowmaker.
Game over, man.
But I got this tattoo after I had my kids. So it's a reminder that having almost died, that I need to be more cognizant of the decisions that I make in my life. The broken lantern is represents my dream of being a firefighter was broken, not due just because of my kids, but it's because my body wouldn't hold up anymore because I've put it through a lot. And not to let it overwhelm me, like the way that the fire is overwhelming a good chunk of the tattoo and whatnot. And it's very symbolic having been a firefighter, being fire. Yeah.
There you go, Ma.
Yeah.
That's for you.
There it is. Where were we?
What's the symbolism of the tribal shit on your chest?
That one was a random tattoo that I got done.
What about the sun on your nipple?
That one was actually I did actually after I got out of a shitty relationship. And there's a light, always light right there.
A light at the end of the nipple.
Right at the end of the nipple. I think it's funny that you know of those tattoos, but not the other one. Not the giant one that's on my body.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Oh, Christ. Hilarious.
You know why I don't have any tattoos, right?
No. Why do you not have any tattoos?
Because you don't put bumper stickers on a Ferrari.
You're so stupid. Alright, you ready for your next one?
Yeah.
So stupid. A special military unit fights a powerful, out-of-control supercomputer and hundreds of scientists who have mutated into flesh-eating creatures after a laboratory accident. I'm speaking, of course, of 2002's Resident Evil.
I love Resident Evil for reasons that have nothing to do with the film.
Deep underground, in a top-secret research lab, security has been breached. A deadly virus capable of contaminating the entire world has been released.
Everyone stay calm.
You have to get out.
Don't listen to anything she says. She's a holographic representation of the Red Queen.
Maybe our only way out of here.
in high school and college, I got so much tail by putting this movie on consistently. It was what I referred to as the Virgin Slayer. Cut them up every time. Gentlemen, fellow viewers, and ladies, for dudes out there, if you get a chick home and you're trying to get a little hibbity-dibbity, do the horizontal mambo, Resident Evil 1, put that movie on. Ladies, if you're at a guy's house, apartment, or condo, whatever, mom's basement, and he puts on Resident Evil 1, he's gonna try. Just so you know, just so we're all on the same page here.
That movie for me back in the day was Van Helsing.
Awesome. Resident Evil was there's a rule of thumb for this. Okay, viewers at home and fellow chat. 2 rules. Rule number 1, if it's a Pixar movie, always guess 90. If it's a video game remake, usually guess low, because they usually don't do very well.
Oh, also, sorry. Directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, starring Mila Jovovich and Michelle Rodriguez.
I love her. Michelle Rodriguez is the epitome of what my type is.
Mm-hmm.
Epitome. Sutty knows
Not
this.
wrong. I do.
Exactly what my type is.
Intimately. I know it intimately.
Mm-hmm. I like that I don't care look. Don't paint the face. You don't need to. You're pretty. Let it just be. Ladies, remember this. When you're trying to swoon the bloody, you don't need to do all that effort. Go ahead, take the nail polish off. Maybe skip the facial. I got you.
Did you just suddenly Seymour all the women in Twitch?
Suddenly Seymour. Yup.
Sure did.
Mixer too. I got them both. Cross-platform. I crossed the aisle.
Oh, Christ. Resident Evil, your score.
Rotten. 40%.
40? All right. Resident Evil is indeed rotten at 36%.
See, kids? There's rules to this game.
There are rules.
Easy cheats.
All right, so 4. Oh, this one's fun. So the zombie dogs, right? That I was very glad were included in the movie because they were a pivotal part of the game. The crew had a really tough time with them because though they were trained dogs, like trained acting dogs, they were covered in blood, which is corn syrup, like colored corn syrup.
That's tasty.
And meat. So they had a big problem with the dogs, like
they wanted to eat that
themselves
shit
and eating the meat off of themselves. So it was.
I think I've read that.
Real hard to handle. And also, Mila Jovovich stated that the main reason that she decided to do these movies, which were a good chunk of her career because they spanned from 2002 up to 2017.
A year
so
ago.
Like 15 years, yeah.
20 films in 15 years.
Is because her brother Marco is a huge fan of the video games. It's the main reason she did it, so that she could say she was a part of it. Pew, pew, pew.
Michelle Rodriguez did it because she knew I'd be into it. What up?
It's so stupid. All right, last one. You ready? You got a pretty decent game going so far. No pressure. Years after a plague kills most of humanity and transforms the rest into monsters, the sole survivor in New York City struggles valiantly to find a cure in this post-apocalyptic action thriller. Directed by Francis Lawrence, starring Will Smith and Alice Braga.
Oh, I like her too.
Doesn't have enough lips. Lips are too tiny.
I'm liking
I don't like it. Makes me sad. I Am Legend, 2007.
I'm a survivor living in New York City. I will be at the South Street Seaport every day at midday, when the sun is highest in the sky. Now just sleep. Eat your vegetables. Don't just push them around. Eat them. I'm not playing. Morning, Hank. Midway through the G's. God didn't do this. We did.
I like this movie.
Me too.
I think it's actually low-key one of Will Smith's better performances because he doesn't talk very much.
He doesn't.
You know, because he's by himself a lot. He's just got him and his dog. Oh, you had a hard time with this movie, didn't you?
I did. I got real misty when he's like, ugh. I was like, are you telling me you didn't? You're a fucking monster.
So, chat and viewers at home, Sutty is kind of a hard soul, very large dude, and emotionally equivalent of that. However, he will get misty-eyed anytime a dog dies in a film. Like,
every time.
Like, has to get up and maybe move to the back of the room so people don't see him tearing up. Because
it's like, if you've ever seen Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, when the cop is like, get back in there, and like, that's exactly me. Yeah. So yeah, it was tough for me. That whole part ruined me. But yes, it was a tough one.
I like this song.
You're actually going fairly close to the beat of the song that I have going, so it works.
They go faster or slower?
No, you're good. Slows down in some spots, but you're good.
Okay.
Glad we got that in.
Yeah. I Am Legend was... It cured cancer and then at the same time killed everybody, so way to go.
Yeah. Amen. I'm sure that was FDA approved.
You know what's funny? Is that you were probably completely fine with the scene where his whole family dies in the helicopter crash.
Yep.
And then lost it for the dog.
Much.
His kid was on that thing.
Here's the thing, right? With movies, or real life, honestly, like, dogs, kids, old people can't stand. Like, dogs and kids will get me more than old people because old people live their goddamn lives. But dogs and kids, I'm like, kids
dogs
makes
are
me angry.
way worse for you with dogs than it is kids, though.
Yeah.
Like, if you had a satometer, your satometer would be a perfect 10 every time a dog died. A kid would be the second saddest thing for you to see. It comes in at about a 4.
Yeah, I can deal with it.
Everything else is like 1 to 2 range. Like, meh. An old person's like at 1.9, not even in 2.
Which is still upsetting.
Yeah, I mean, it's measurable.
It's
barely.
It's in there. Oh man.
I Am Legend is rotten.
Rein it in.
I got you, baby bird. Bring it in. I'm gonna say this one. I don't think the critics like this one at all. I'm gonna say rotten at 40%.
You would be incorrect.
Oh.
The critics did like it. It was actually fresh at 68%.
Not too far off.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So what's that? 28.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let me notes. So fun fact about this one, because the whole movie was basically Will Smith and that dog. Her name was Abby.
Oh, it had a name.
Yeah. Yep. Well, of course she had a name, but she played a boy. I think. No, she didn't.
I don't. Yeah, it was a girl in the movie.
is Sam was the dog's name in the movie. But prior to the movie, the Will Smith and Abby had to go on several dates to get to know each other better. So they would go out to like dog parks and all that other fun stuff, so they could have a rapport in the movie with one another.
I want to be in a movie.
Most of the fun facts that I found in this movie were about the dog.
Okay,
like it was a whole.
We all know.
Bunch well, no. There was a large margin that were mostly about the dog. There were like 2 or 3 that were not about Abby the dog. The dog trainer didn't have a dog for this movie, so he went to the pound, found a German Shepherd, got her, and had like 3 weeks to train her up. So this dog was a pound puppy that got trained in 3 weeks. And Will Smith loved the dog so much after their shoot that he tried to adopt her after shooting was finished. And the trainer was like, nope, you can go ahead and go fuck yourself. This is my dog now.
His dog, yeah.
Yeah. Also, some of the mannequins in the video store were actually played by real people. So if you watch the mannequins close enough, so remember when he's going in there and trying to talk to the mannequin, like, hey, see her all the time. Wanted to see if, oh no, oh okay. So when he did that, some of the mannequins are actual real people, and you can see them move. So it's there just to make the scene a bit more uncomfortable and to make you feel a bit paranoid from seeing any kind of movement whatsoever, you know?
You know what? I think I have a better explanation as to why they did that.
Why?
You ready for this one? Here you go.
Yes.
Economics. I bet it was cheaper to pay an extra to stand there than it was to buy a mannequin. Mannequins are expensive.
Are they really?
Extras are cheap. Yeah, you can get an extra for like nothing. Literally nothing. But a mannequin's like 150, 200 bucks.
God damn.
And they're not readily available. Sometimes you have to order them in and it takes time. I bet that's why. And then they kind of gave a bullshit artistic reason. That makes way more sense.
Well, that's fair enough. Way to shoot that way down.
See what I do? See what I do, chat? Every time he makes a point, I shit all over it.
Yep. Appreciate you.
I got a litter box over here.
You're ready for your score?
Yeah, hit me.
How do you think you did? How do you feel you did?
I think I was probably right around 75.
Cock the clock. Very close. You're actually 78.
Yeah, I'm good at guessing my score.
You really are good at guessing your score. No matter that you knew, or I told you the score that you actually got after every round, but
I don't pay attention.
And you still fucked that up. But
math is hard. You know this. You've seen the episodes.
Oh man, every single one. We did get one. We got one right, and I can't remember
two
which
in a
one
row.
it was. Did we?
We got 2
in a row. We're getting so good at this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
I remember. Here's a little Bloody and Sutty trivia for you guys. I was editing one of the. Oh, I edited all of them, but one of them, it was one of our earlier ones, and I was like, dude, you were so far off on the math, on the score, and he was like, yeah, one of them was like 4 and then like an N. So
yeah. When I was scoring it was like a 2 and a letter, and I was like,
I don't even know what that was.
I don't know what that means, so I just had to guess, and
didn't even write them down.
Yeah, I guessed wrong.
You were wrong. That's correct. You got a 1 in 9 chance of getting this right, and you got it wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a 4 and something. It was like a letter and then a number. It was like N2. I was like,
I don't know what that is.
Fucking battleship.
Yeah. You got a monkey fucking a coconut.
I'm so good at taking notes. Well, you ready to wrap it in? Go play some games?
Yeah, let's bring it home. This was so fun. Everybody, please, in the comments below or live chat, give us some ideas for more shows. We want to deliver you the content you want to see, as long as we're okay with it. Because if it's a bad idea, I'm going to shit on that immediately, and then we'll probably laugh about it later. But don't let that stop you.
And then maybe down the road, we'll do a show about all the good ideas that we've gotten as from
I would
viewers.
you know what I would like to do is like everyone throw in show ideas. Just spitball them, and then we'll do like a rapid fire, like 2 minutes per topic. Let's go. Let's go. That would be fun.
That would be fun. I'd be cool with that. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for coming. If you enjoyed this content, please feel free, if you're watching on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. If you are watching live, go ahead and drop us a hot follow. I'm SuttySmash at twitch.tv/SuttySmash. This is Bloody the Elf at mixer.com/BloodyTheElf. But whatever you're getting into today and the rest of the week, I hope it finds you well and you have an amazing week. If you're not, though, don't worry. It will get better. Things always get better. No matter how bad shit gets, it's always temporary. And I believe in you, and you will rise above it. But yeah, I have been SuttySmash.
I'm Bloody the Elf. Reminding you guys, keep it posy. You know how I know that you're a better friend to me than I am to you? Like that whole time, you were trying to like say something positive. I just wanted to make that, you know that noise you make with your hand in your armpit?